I think as men, there is sometimes a challenge with getting our emotions out. Sometimes we have very limited kind of repertoire, whereas oftentimes in my own experience, my female patients are quite good at really expressing their emotions. So I feel this is a real important issue for me as a man and really for a lot of male patients. So you talk about emotional transformation. What is emotional transformation and why is it important and how is it achieved?
Emotional transformation is really the realm of the heart. So we've talked about body, mind, heart, spirit. Heart. That transformation is about expanding our ability to experience feelings. Just as we get into ruts with our personality styles, the rock, the fixer, etc., same with emotions. So a lot of research has been done on emotions. And two of the most prominent researchers recognize that there's like 5 or 6 core emotions. And that's all. And it's my observation, both in my own life and in other people, that many of us don't stray far from those core emotions. And yet, both of these researchers identified dozens of additional feelings and emotions. I have to share that I was at a support group, and it was the first time we came together, and we were just going around the room and saying our name and basically what our diagnosis was. It was a cancer support group for men, and it came to this one gentleman, and he just kind of grunted. I mean, barely said his first name, and I remember there was a great silence fell over the room and a kind of an expectation that he was going to say something very profound that never came. And I remember having the thought at the time, it was like he was almost pre-verbal. It was like looking at a child, and yet here is this middle-aged or older gentleman with cancer, completely unable, apparently, to articulate what was going on for him, other than it spoke volumes about suffering. And as the weekend went on, it became clear that indeed he had not come to terms with any of this at all, and may have even been premature to be in a group like that, because he didn't know what he was feeling. But that for me was a stimulus to understand that as we experience this catastrophic diagnosis, it's like our whole structure of how we have feelings and experience emotions is blown up like everything else. And it's up to us to reconstruct it the way we want it. And during that period when it's blown up, we don't know what we're feeling. All we know is it's very uncomfortable and unpleasant. And it's very difficult to articulate. And caregivers struggle through this period because they want to be of support, and they want to be, how can I help you? How can I help you? And it's like, think of that man and that grunt that conveyed so little and yet so much. It's a pre-verbal kind of feeling of emotion. So what I'm thinking is, and what I've been practicing is trying to sophisticate and complicate my emotional vocabulary. I kind of think of it as our basic emotions are like the little small box of crayons, right? 7 or 8 basic colors. And, you know, you can paint a picture with that. But then remember the big 64 box? Everybody wanted, it's like, whoa, I want the big box. That's what's available to us. How do we get from 7 or 8 colors to 64 colors? We get there by exploring new ways of articulating our feelings, of finding words beyond sad, angry, frustrated and start looking for other words that might more accurately and maybe more subtly explain how we feel to those people around us, and engage them in the conversation as well. Because chances are they're dealing with a box of 8 colors as well. And so you can be a facilitator not only as you expand your own vocabulary, but you can facilitate those around you. And that improves your ability to articulate and explain how you feel. And most importantly, to be able to ask for help and assistance and input from those that you need it from.